We the people.
We the people.
We the people.
Supreme master, I don't have to ask you. My mind goes fast every word that I blast you. I'm just a vessel if you let me and I'm special. Lyrics in your ear, why my tongue go correct. I'm through day, free your mind, slave. Except I'm lost down on Trump every day. This election, free the people, change direction. November 3rd, 2020 was rejection. Other hate and the lies and the psychopath. Peace and love, true science, that's the math. Collect the spirit. It's from the children, so only God people don't hear it. It's in the drums, I can feel it in my lungs. So when I take a breath, I write a first night song. Frequency, a higher form of thought is love and peace, you see. Secretly, they want to keep the secrets, you just seek the fruit. They hide the knowledge on the body that the victory. At the end, everybody's trying to get ahead with spirit dead, because they make the wrong lives. False idols, all these wannabes with titles, they need revival, but they still selling rifles. I got the vinyl, we can spin it like a bottle. When I tell the truth, watch this shit go viral. We the people, we the people. We the people here to stand for right people. We ain't here illegal because it's all love and peaceful. We the people here to stand for right people. We ain't here illegal because it's all love and peaceful. We the people. We the people. We the people. Majority, majority. We got a story. We got security. And they still not enjoying me. Raise my hand off the sand just to show my loyalty. We stand for right people. Justice for the people, but all we treat as people. Fuck the law, that's what keep my people slaughtered. If you play these games, I'll report to keep us quarter. If you educate for this story, that's all that's important. I love the civil war because war. We the people. We the people, we're the stand for right people. We ain't here illegal because it's all love and peaceful. We the people, we're the stand for right people. We ain't here illegal because it's all love and peaceful. We the people.
Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I am your host, Tyrone Bridges. Let's get it.
Check. Check one, check two. August 5th, 2021. Share it. Share it. Welcome. Read the title if you haven't. Washtenaw County, Pittsfield, Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti Township, City of Ypsi. Let's get it. Got to get my intro in. Share this. Very important. Yo, testing 1, 2. I am your host of I Thought You Knew, Tyrone Bridges. Let's get it. Without further ado, I want to share this with you, and we'll talk about it on the other side. If I can get it to come up. Let me pull it up first. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. We are trying to find this article that I had up today on my page, and I wanted to share it with you. So bear with me. Here we go. I'm gonna bring that down, bring this down, and hit this.
Action News at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Alan Campbell. In the last 2 weeks, a 9-year-old and 2 adults have been shot. Another toddler narrowly escaped with her life.
The mayor says it has mostly been drive-by shootings near the new Park Ridge apartments and that the violence has got to stop.
7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig spoke to residents about their fears and what needs to change.
As you might have imagined, these shootings have left parents on edge, not even wanting to let their children play outside.
It was hard for me to get downstairs.
It was hard for Markeith to move because he'd been shot. He was in his home here at the new Park Ridge Apartments in Ypsilanti when it happened. When he came downstairs, he was covered in blood. And yeah, it was a very emotional, overwhelming situation. And I told the police that earlier that day that my house was threatened. The shooting happened early Monday morning. A man in the apartment right next to where Janaea Davis and her family live was also shot. It was hours before the shooting when Janaea said she was threatened by a stranger whom she asked to be quiet when he was arguing with someone outside. He got mad and threatened me and said, "Oh, you're gonna have to move. It's time for you to you're gonna have to move. When I come back, it ain't gonna be nothing nice, you know." And I called the police at that point. Hours later, someone shot up their building, hitting Markeith. I just want justice to be served for my son. He didn't deserve that.
She was in the bed, literally. That's what just freaks me out about it, because it literally went around her bed.
Overnight, another shooting. Talisha Darby didn't hear the gunshots, but she saw where one passed through her daughter's door and where the bullet came close to her bed.
But for me to wake up to see a bullet hole literally above my daughter's bed, like, what if she would have got up in the middle of the night, you know, to use the bathroom or something? Or like, what if my older son, where they were just coming in and out, you know, it could have killed her, literally. It's literally above her bed.
I don't want him to play outside.
I'm with you. I'm scared for your children, but I'm praying. And please call me anytime. Call me.
Ypsilanti Mayor Lois Allen Richardson says she's going to be organizing a community meeting with the director of the Public Housing Development to address the rash of recent shootings in the area. She says nuisance violations may have to start being issued. Even a postal carrier stopped delivering mail when shots were fired in broad daylight.
We don't want to evict people. I don't want to see anybody without a home. You know, that's just not in me. But for the good of the whole, you got to find someplace else to live.
The doctor said he won't ever be able to get MRIs. He'll set off metal detectors. The metal pieces is in him for life.
I don't even want them going outside to play. It's sad to say, but you never know what's going to happen.
In Ypsilanti, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News.
Senseless gun violence needs to end, putting innocent little lives at risk. Kimberly, thank you.
Well, I don't know if I shared it correctly, but if y'all need to go on my page and check it out, go on the page and check it out. The story's titled WXYZ.com. 9-year-old boy amongst victims in the Ypsilanti neighborhood plagued with shootings. Go on I Thought You Knew page and check out that. I don't know if I shared it properly, but I want you guys to go check it out. Very important. So we have had 14 shootings, 1-4. That's a 1 and a 4, 14 in 6 days. 14 shootings in Ypsi in 6 days. I posted it on I Thought You Knew a couple days ago that it was 4 shootings in 2 days. 4 in 2 days that I reported a few days prior. How did we get here? We got here by our new criminal justice system. Look at what's going on in the courts. Now, I've been court watching since, I want to say my first one was Judge Simpson. And this is my court watch book where I sit here and document what goes on and how the courts are giving PR bonds and why. And I've watched the Honorable Judge Elaine Washington's court cases, many of her court cases. The Honorable Judge Cedric Simpson, many of his court cases. Archie Brown. I haven't seen very many of the other new judge, Tracy Vandenberg, Honorable Judge Tracy Vandenberg. I've also watched Judge Conkey's court cases, Magistrate Finks, Magistrate Nelson's, Conlon, O'Brien. Many of them I've documented. Violent crimes, shooting suspects, getting PR bonds. Low cash bonds. Violent crimes, to be allowed to come back in the community and recommit more crimes and put neighborhoods in terror. So you got a group in the new houses that they build over there, Park Ridge houses, and they already then shot a child and others. So are we okay with that? I'm not okay with it. Most of us are pissed off about it. So we talk about recent policing and how the police ain't doing their jobs. You know, I beg to differ. Let's look at Ypsilanti's police force. You got 28 officers, including the chief. You can give Ypsilanti 100 officers. No matter how many officers you put on the streets, the officer's arrest can only be as good as the prosecutor's prosecution. So if the prosecutor refuses to prosecute on cases and giving out PR bonds like Tic Tacs and allowing predators to get out on PR bond and jump bail, how is it that the blame can be placed on the police? I'm pretty sure if you bump into any cop in Ypsilanti and ask them the question, why ain't you doing your job? I'm pretty sure you get an earful. I wish that the Ypsilanti police would come out and talk to the public and let them know why their hands are tied, as well as the Washtenaw County Sheriff deputies and law enforcement throughout Washtenaw County. I wish they would speak up. That's my only wish. Speak in confidentiality, but your voice need to be heard to the public, and let the public know what is really going on. I'm just a mouthpiece for this show. And you know, I'll get criticism left and right, and you know I don't care. I care about Ypsi. I care about my birthplace. Many youth that I've mentored from Ypsi on the south side of Ypsilanti turned out pretty doggone good. But just imagine me as a mentor / life coach working with youth today in Ypsi, and kids are not safe in their own home, where a child gets shot in his own house, and you got neighbors, residents are afraid. Think about it. What are we going to have for these youth out here if they got to run in fear? And I honor Mayor Richardson for stepping up to the plate, speaking about it. But sister, that's not the problem of Park Ridge director. Your comments and your questions and your forms need to be directed to the Washtenaw County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. Put the questions from the community where they need to go. Ask the prosecutor, Mayor Richardson. Invite the prosecutor, Ellie Savage. Let me help you out. Would you take a unit, an apartment over in Park Ridge Apartments, and stay there for 1 week? 1 week without law enforcement guarding you, just like that baby. I dare him to sleep over there for 7 days. 7 days, Ellie Savage. You and Victoria, get y'all individual units over there in Park Ridge Apartments for 7 days. Let's see if you can do that. And go door to door and ask the residents personally, what would they like to see done differently? That's the challenge. Mayor Richardson, that would be the challenge of the year. It ain't been but almost what, a year since I talked with him on the show, almost. And how he said he's going to be proactive and do this and do that and do this and do that. He's going to hold people accountable. He's going to hold the criminals accountable. 14 shootings in 6 days, and a child gets shot. How many children got shot on your watch, Ellie Savage? How many? I know the count. But do you know the count? Do you know the count? How many kids that have been shot up under your administration, your prosecutor umbrella? And how many repeat offenders and predators that your office allowed out on bond? to reoffend, to jump bond? How many predators that then jump bond that your office refused to extradite for under $1,000? Can we really have a real conversation? Washtenaw County, let's have a real conversation on how this mess could stop. In Ypsilanti's history, there have never been 14 shootings in 6 days. There have never been 14 shootings in 6 days. I even had some crime stats that I ran across. And it's staggering. It's staggering. Y'all need to do some look up on the crime stats of Ypsi in Washtenaw County. Look at it. Do some research. I would definitely like to talk with y'all about one case I've actually seen in Judge Simpson's court that he was quite puzzled. And I want to try to get Judge Simpson on the show, not to bash the prosecutor policy, but to hopefully talk with us about why is the court's hands tied on allowing all of this to go on in our community unchecked. But seriously though, y'all got to ask yourself a question. Where all the outrage? Where are all the protests? When a child get hurt, where it at? I don't understand. I don't understand the silence. I don't. But I can suspect when it's quiet like this, people getting hooked up. I guaranteed you people getting hooked up because it's quiet. I haven't done a show in almost 30 days, not because I was on punishment. I wanted to enjoy myself for my birthday, finally. Calls after calls after calls. Some people feel that it's too stressful for me. No, it ain't. At 52, Doc told me I'm in great health. Stop it. Stop bamboozling people. Let's be real. Black men and women out here, voters, non-voters, mess talkers, non-mess talkers, think about it. Are you okay with a child being shot? Are you? Or let me pose the question to you. If your baby gets shot in your home, how would you feel? Inside the home. How would you feel? Would that be okay? That wouldn't sit right with you. You'd be pissed. You'd be outraged. But you'd sit back and ask a question to me, the same question that I posed to you in this time, right now. Why is it crickets? Why is it so silent? Why ain't MLive reporting stuff that's happening in their own backyard? Ain't enough noise out here, y'all. I don't understand. I do understand, but I'm gonna keep my theory to myself. Ypsilanti officials, all of you council folk that live in Ward 1, Even council people that live in Ward 2 and 3. Maybe all y'all need to take up a unit over at Park Ridge Apartments for a week. You see, it's got to be boots on the ground. It's got to be a neighborhood, a community effort to clean this bullshit up. In order for us to work and make this system work, it's going to have to be a collective effort to deal with the shootings, to deal with the nemesis that's in our community. Can't be no scared ass folk either. Not at all. We talking about policy changes. We talking about what ain't working for Washington County right now. Y'all got to tell me for real. If y'all think it's working right now, what we got right now? Y'all think it's working? Shh. Y'all better check these numbers. Shootings y'all don't hear about. Predators that y'all don't hear about. Most of y'all don't even go on YouTube and check out the court cases in which y'all should. Y'all learn a lot about people in your community. Y'all will learn a lot. Very important. So look, I'm making an appeal to the whole public, Washington County, Ypsi Township, Pittsfield, Ann Arbor. We all need to start working together and clean up this bullshit in our community. And for those folks who are afraid to talk, I feel you. I feel you. But think about it. Would you rather stand up for something or fall for anything? My mom taught me that. That was the reason why I started the security squad called Black Watch in the midst of our drive-bys. Because we're not going to let no young punks take over our community. At all. We didn't get the prosecutors' help back then, and we probably not going to get the prosecutors' help now. But it's going to take some collective effort of people, white, black, all colors in Ypsi, Washington County, to work together and circumvent the bullshit right now that we have. Because we know for a fact that if our prosecutor was on his job about prosecuting these hard crimes, there'll be less shootings. There'll be less predators. Our babies will be safe. Our community will be safe. And we won't sit there and keep on putting people on t-shirts. We don't need no more funerals. But we do need to take our community back together. No Democrat, no Republican, no independent can circumvent a bullet. Bullet has no eyes and it has no names. So why should these good people live in this community and suffer like this? And y'all need to stop blaming the police department. Talk to these officers. Ask them, why is your hands tied? Talk to them. Because while y'all talking about police reform and change this and change that, y'all can't afford no police force out here. We not vigilantes, but we all are human, and we are Washington County residents, and we love our community. For those who want to continue dealing with the bullshit, and if you're behind the bullshit that's happening, you deserve to be put in prison too. our elected officials in Ypsilanti. Y'all know seats are up next year in Ypsilanti. So whoever want to run for office in Ypsi, them seats are up in Ypsi, except 2. You don't like what's going on, run for office. Replace what you have in office. One more time. In order for us, for you to solve a problem, you got to step forward and take back your community. Because these thugs are borrowing y'all shit. It's not like a family member borrowing something and not giving it back. It's like somebody coming, taking something from you where you pay rent, where you reside, where you should have your peace and harmony. Take it back. Take it back. By any means necessary. Take it back. You deserve to live in peace. And for those young fellas out there doing this, the penitentiary is not going to be your friend when you get there. Look, last appeal to Mayor Richardson of Ypsilanti. Mayor Richardson of Ypsilanti, please make an appeal, your request to the prosecuting attorney's office, Ellie Savage, and also Victoria, and have them to come and stay in them units or one of them units up there for 7 days or even 2 or even 1. Ask them to come out and check it out. It ain't never been done. This is your chance to do it. You painted Black Lives Matter on Washington Street near all them stores. What is it doing for these drive-bys? What is it doing for these crimes that's happening in Ypsi? Does Black Lives really matter? Or is this the ultimate plan by the prosecutor to allow this black on black violence to happen? Because all they doing killing each other. They doing the white man job, right? Remember, it ain't the white man job. It's them ignorant people job. You are killing each other for nothing. Social media beefs, somebody sleeping with somebody's woman or a woman sleeping with somebody's woman. I don't know. Come on now. Ain't that serious? Newsflash to some of y'all probably who haven't even watched some of these cases. There's been 2 cases been took over by the federal government. And I'm not talking about the most recent case that I've seen this week. I'm talking about 2 cases. I'm talking about shooter cases. Okay? Young fellas going to the feds. Do some court watching. Find out some information about what's happening in your community. Find out why these judges are allowing these suspects to be put back on the street. Why do y'all think domestic violence is up? Why do y'all think people got 2 and 3 domestic violence cases? They getting out back and forth. They violating it back and forth. Check out what's going on in your community if you love your community. Be active. Be proactive, not reactive. And if you didn't check out that video earlier, please go back and check it out because it's very important about the 9-year-old boy being shot in Ypsilanti yesterday. I'm getting a little tired. It's getting a little warm. This is my information to you today, and we're going to be on it like hotcakes tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Our effort is to try to get one of these judges on our show and have straight, hard talk with them and ask them, why are y'all hands tied? What's the problem? You know? Check out some of them court cases, y'all. This is Tyrone Bridges, What I Thought You Knew, bringing to you a very special message tonight. Hopefully y'all heard me clearly. Hopefully I didn't make a fool of myself. Hopefully y'all haters hate me even more. You know, my new motto, shit, I love your ass too. I gotta hate dirt on my feet, dirt on my ass too. So look, take it for what it's worth, Ipsy. Y'all gonna let somebody move off in y'all shit and take it over? Everybody can't shoot hoops. What good is having a beautiful community if you can't keep it? And I'm not calling nobody cowards. I don't expect you to stand in front of guns. But I expect you to stand up for yours and make sure the prosecuting attorney do his job, so you won't keep having these young folk out here shooting constantly over and over again, and then you'll have a body on a shirt. Stop. Take your community back. Talk to some of these law enforcement officers. Damn what anybody think. Ask them, what can you guys do together to help take back your community? Because these politicians ain't gonna do it. And you see the prosecuting attorney's office is not doing it. This is Tyrone Bridges, What I Thought You Knew, special edition tonight. Because I've been pissed off a long time. Ypsi is going backwards. Crime rate in Ypsi is going up higher than it ever been. I don't recognize it ever being 14 shootings in 6 days in Ypsilanti's history, let alone Washtenaw County's history. Washtenaw County voters, take heed to my word. Y'all been hoodwinked and bamboozled by this prosecuting attorney. He's making a mockery. He's making a mockery out of this court system. And he's really polluting our streets. Peace.